Good evening, curling fans. Welcome to Calgary, Alberta, Canada, as we take a look at downtown Calgary. Population of Calgary is a little over 1.3 million people. And we welcome you to Canada's Olympic Park, and that is the Canadian Olympic Hall of Fame you see there. And we're going to bring you into Winsport Arena, into the bubble here in Calgary for the final event of this bubble situation and the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Our feature game here in session 3, Canada versus Czech Republic. As we watch the teams finish off their pre-game last shot draw, we will take a look at our team lineups. For Team Canada, lead Brianne Mayer. Second, Shannon Burchard. Third, Val Sweeting. And the skip from Canada, Carrie Anderson. And for Team Czech Republic, lead Petra Vinchova. Second, Mikhaila Baudishava. At third, Alžbeta Baudishova. And the skip, Anna Kubeshkova. As we take a look at the current standings as we head into just draw 3 of this World Championship, Switzerland with a good start to the event and 2-0. And you see China, Czech Republic winning their earlier game today. Japan, RCF, Scotland, and Sweden all with wins under the belt, and the rest looking for their first win still. And Italy with both games under their belt already today at 0-2. And here is all the matchups during this session 3. Germany takes on the United States over on sheet A. Sheet B, Japan taking on Scotland. Our feature game on sheet C. And on sheet D, Korea and RCF. So as we get ready to get this game underway, I'm Jill Officer, and I'm joined here by Olympic silver medalist Mike Harris to give you the call on this game. And Mike, what do you think about this matchup tonight?
Yeah, nice to be with you this evening, Jill. Should be a good one. You got two teams coming in, both looking for something. You know, the Czechs won their first game earlier today, beat Italy in their morning session. So trying to maybe continue their strong play. And of course, we saw Canada at 0-1 on the standings board, and they lost a tough one to the reigning Olympic champions, Sweden, giving up steals in 9 and 10. So I know Team Canada will be looking for a little better finish to the game, certainly than they had earlier today, but should be a good one.
Yeah, so both teams having a game under their belt and a little bit of comfort maybe now with the ice conditions and the atmosphere, and probably all happy to be here.
Well, I'm certain that team from the Czech Republic would be extremely pleased to be on the ice, and to get their first win was certainly a big confidence boost. Playing against one of the favorites now in Team Canada, they know they're going to have their hands full tonight, but I think they'll be feeling pretty good about getting that first win. As we see Carrie Anderson. Carrie, of course, and her team have been in the bubble here for months, it seems. Carrie's enjoyed her stay here. She's won 2 Canadian championships.
And a Grand Slam.
A Grand Slam, the Players' Championship, a ton of money, and she's also going to be representing Canada at the World Mixed Doubles in a few weeks in Aberdeen, Scotland. So this is not the end of the line for Carrie, but I know the team is excited to finally get a chance to wear Team Canada colors here at the World Championship after not having that opportunity last year.
For sure, and Carrie has been on her game in this bubble. She's been crazy good. So, you know, like you said, the Czech Republic will have their hands full here as we are about to get underway. Canada will have the last stone advantage here in the first end.
Just waiting for the head official to give them clearance to go.
Okay.
And we're off.
Yep. And Petra Vinchova, 29-year-old, she's actually listed as their alternate, but steps in here to play this second game today. I suspect they're trying to go in here, hey Mike?
I would guess so. They'll likely play a little bit more conservatively than does Team Canada, but with that biter, we're going to see a chance now to hit and stay in the free guard zone.
Team Canada lead, Brianne Mayer.
Try and hit this right on the nose. Needs to come up a bit. That will roll into the rings potentially.
Good. Good. 9-4.
Yeah, I suspect Anna can play defensively the first end or two. Let her team get any nerves out that they might have.
Yeah, and especially Petra, who's didn't play earlier today. Nine-year-old Brianne, engaged to be married. Suppose when the pandemic is done, along with a...
It's been a few hundred weddings or 1,000 weddings canceled and postponed for sure.
Czech Republic second, Mikhaila Baurisheva, 23 years old.
I'm always fascinated to see how long the curlers from other countries have been playing. 7 years already, and ready to compete in the World Championship, and hoping to have obviously a great performance. And for those wondering, I mean, this team from the Czech Republic is quite experienced. We watched Shannon Burchard come out, but they've played in plenty of big events before, and I know you've played against certainly Anna at the World Championships, Jill, over the years.
Yeah, played against her at least a couple of times, and you know they've been in the top group at the Europeans, and that's how they've qualified to be here. As we take a look at the rules of play, teams are required to play a 6 ends minimum. Each team has 38 minutes of thinking time, and each team is also allowed 1 timeout, 60-second timeout. Anna is also a member, along with myself, of the World Curling Federation Athlete Commission, so I've gotten to know Anna even better over the last couple of years.
Okay. We'll leave it the same. Okay. 10. I come down here. Okay, yep. Wait, okay. Yep.
No, Shannon was part of your Scotties winning team, and
Yeah, know Shannon well too.
yeah, 2016, and you know, and when you went, or sorry, 2018, when you went to the World Championships, I think it was once Caitlin came back to the team. So this is, even though she's won 3 Scotties, this is really her first go at the World Championship as a full-time player as well. So I'm sure she's thrilled as well to be wearing the Canadian colors.
Yes, she was a great addition to our team at that time when Caitlin was off winning gold medals again at the Olympics and in the mixed doubles, and Shannon was just so great to have around, and got a chance to play with her again a year later, I guess it was, in one of the World Cup final in Beijing, when I went to fill in for Team Jones, and it was Shannon and I that played front end together.
10, 5.
Canada third,
9, 5,
Val Sweeting.
10, 9, 5, 10. Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. 10. Hard. Yep. Hard. Right to it. Yep. No roll. Okay, good. 10-3. 10-3. Okay. Good throw. That's it.
Czech third, Elżbieta Baudishava, 26-year-old.
Czech's doing a good job moving the stone around the rings.
Yep.
Good opening end so far. Val played extremely well during the 2 Grand Slam events that were here. Curled 100% in the final. So she came in on fire.
Yeah, Val, really proved herself at skip when she was playing as well. But wow, has she really ever, come into that role at third on this team and has almost stepped up her game from that. We'll get our first look at Czech skip, Anna Kubishkova, 31-year-old PR specialist and journalist, but also studying sports management.
Interesting too, we've got the only 2 lefties in the field in this game.
Yes.
So Val Sweeting and Anna. They speak the same language, I think, left-handers. My son's left-handed. I can say things like that. That's okay.
You guys, 10? All right, you got it.
Anderson at this stage of the end looking for the blank, obviously.
Yeah.
Would love to hit and stay here.
Year-old Carrie Anderson works in healthcare in Gimli, Manitoba. It's been on the front lines.
That slide was very crafty.
Yeah, not all slides are made equal. Sometimes you have to be artistic, but that's why these women are such great athletes.
Yeah, it would be nice to slide at the broom every time, but don't want to overdo it. Oh, 8 good shots from the Czech team. Now Carrie Anderson hoping to make one more good one here and get out of the first end with a blank. I'd be willing to bet we'll get a guard in end number 2 though, Jill, if she makes this roll out.
Yeah, Carrie, get rid of it.
Final stone here in the first end for Canada, looking for the blank. Sounds good, looks good, and that will be a blank on the board, and Canada will take the last stone into the second end here at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship.
You can kind of back it up there a bit. Yeah. Good to know. Good pair.
I'm on target.
otočí. 7.
Asi dál ještě. 8. 8. My moc netuhnem. Netuhnem. 9, no. 8.
Welcome back here to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship from the bubble in Calgary. As we get the second end underway in our feature game here between Canada and Czech Republic. First end was a blank by Canada. And just see the Czech lead go a little bit deep there. And I don't know that it would have mattered, Mike. I think Canada was going to be putting up a corner guard regardless.
Yeah, no surprise there. Try to figure out a way to score more than one here in the even ends and end number 2.
Good now. Atta girl. Okay.
I think so. Moved a lot, too.
Good. Good sweeping.
Thanks.
I think now Czech is calling for a, thought she called for a guard now.
I believe that was the call, yeah.
Jedna.
We'll see if Petra can get one up front. Not heavy, clearly.
Yeah. Sweepers were on that one pretty quick.
Pojď ještě, pojď ještě. Pojď ještě, go. Pojď ještě ho dotáhni, center line. Stímetení holky. Super, díky. Top 8 there, maybe. Best fight,
Take a look at the coaches for the teams, and Heather Nedwin, coaching Team Canada, 2-time Scotties Tournament of Hearts champion.
Add it a little bit. Top 4. Yeah, early. Line's good. Wait's all there. Wait's all you. Line's good. All you. Don't want to. Line's great. Top 4. Still top 4. Line's really good. 14. Trying. Pass the curl a bit. That's okay. Good.
Good weight, didn't want to sweep that behind the tee line.
What did she say she got?
And Czech coach, Karol Kubeška, actually Anna's dad.
Jo, je to jedničkový kart. Jestli se bojíte, můžeme hrát se.
Bojíme se? Nebojíme se. Fakt se nebojíme.
Já bych to zkusila vyměnit, klikni. Hack. Yep.
Hack. To je tak
Positive.
12, 13.
Contemplated the freeze for a moment, but they've gone to the light weight tap back, hack weight.
Yeah, the guard's long enough.
Didn't look like she got out to the broom on that one. Go to get by here. Combination of a little bit light and a little bit inside, and it did not help.
We're our first update here for you over on sheet A between Germany and the United States, and looks like a hit for one here for Daniela Jentsch.
Yeah, well documented. This team playing with 3. They've their second and their alternate, of course, tested positive for COVID-19. So we're wishing them well, a healthy recovery. But going to roll out here against 2, and that stone at the back, 12 foot's going to count, and U.S. will jump ahead 1-0 after 1. Tough situation to play with 3.
Yeah, and it's just been, I think, a tough week for them having, I mean, you know, the European teams coming in had to isolate for a number of days and go through testing, and it was the one of the entry tests early on that came back positive for those 2 players, and of course haven't been cleared, but the other 3 have. So I think they had an emotional week, but we're happy to at least field a team.
And they certainly were unable to, and the other part is unable to practice as well, which hurt their, obviously hurt their chances, but looking for them to play better as the week goes on. Chance now for Team Canada to split the rings. Nice come around there from Shannon Burchard. Roll dead buried behind that corner guard. Big end potential coming up here. Just missed the roll there.
Another update here for you. Korea and RCF over on
They're
sheet
pretty
D. And
even. Yeah, they're only like half the
Yeah,
rock
Kovaleva,
difference.
RCF skip.
Good job. Yeah, really flat cross house.
As long as it hits,
Drawing against one back button.
to get the little finish
At the end, I agree. Yeah.
Team Kovaleva also has been here for a couple of weeks playing in the slams. Very, very good team.
You're trying to tap this maybe, Mike, enough to maybe get more than one?
If they can, yeah.
No,
Just actually over curled more than anything. A little light, but good start against Team Kim from Korea. What a beautiful roll there.
wow, what a great roll.
Super.
And that is Eunjun Kim, who was in Pyeongchang. The Garlic Girls, Olympic silver medalists from Korea.
Yeah, they're back on the ice.
Nice to see them back on the ice.
It
yes.
is, it is.
Need like a bump. I agree.
Well documented struggles with their national federation. So what a beautiful roll there from the Czechs. Chance for Val to play a tap back around this wide corner guard.
Bump down.
Lefty intern can get to the nose of this one if they can do it. Get by the guard.
Yep, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Back to Yeah, just really light.
Yeah, so you heard Brianne say just a little bit light, and they'll
Okay.
Yeah, just light.
chop off the guard, but still rolls into the house.
I thought half of them had.
I was just going to say, interesting situation now for Kubeshkova. Don't want to leave too many red stones hanging around.
Yeah, I think they have to hit this.
I agree.
Myslím, že 9 je dobrý.
Would love to roll just a little bit or all the way across and stay to lie 2. Will it go too far is the question.
I think it did.
Did. So another chance for Val Sweeting to make a play on that red-yellow combination. She looks a little surprised that curled as much as it did.
Yeah, she tightened it up so you can throw more weight. You got it.
So same shot, just a little more weight here now for Val Sweeting. Just tap that red on the nose.
Yeah, good opportunity to have another shot at it.
Bump, just bump, still down.
Whoa, Jeff. Whoa,
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 off.
whoa, Brianne.
Brianne.
Brianne, hard.
Hard, you gotta go.
Brianne trying to make this curl. That ran very straight compared to her first.
Yeah, and still not overthrown, as you heard Brianne yell that the weight was still a bit quiet.
Good news is she's left her red stone buried in front of the tee line, and their shooter rolled far enough where there's no double. So tricky shot here for Kubeshkova. She's going to try to chase this with the out-turn hack waiter. I think I heard the word hack.
And this will also be her intern, I
Correct.
think.
Another-
Like Val just threw down this path, so
No, jasně, takže to je v pohodě.
something to follow.
Myslím, že to je tak 13. 12 půl nebo 12 půl. Ona hrála teď 11-3, ale nevím kolik dala, bumper, no. Že to okay. Okay. Já myslím, že jsme jenom backline.
Backline. Jenom backline. Jenom backline.
Looked like she might have spun this back a little bit, so now they're trying to sweep it to get some finish. Oh, now it's really moving for them. Does it have enough weight?
She was able to get it to curl for sure. Not red is still shot stone.
Yeah, probably either one, but yeah. Even if I'm here.
Just an ounce more weight would have been fine.
Yeah, it really moved in there nice at the end.
This is a different path than I had.
So it's
For
could be
top
fresh.
8, I want to say 14-3, 14. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys like cornering the yellow, or do we ever go open side? Or shot?
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
whatever
mind
you like,
cornering.
Carrie. I like both.
I think this is good. We have to be so precise the other way.
Yeah.
So we're thinking like 14-3.
53?
Yeah, for top 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could draw open. That's another option here.
3.
Alright.
Yeah, I think they were talking about that, but it sounded like they thought that was more precise than playing the freeze.
Well, the other part is, I guess,
Nice, good.
Czechs could simply tap that yellow stone that was just thrown if they want.
All you curling now.
Line only.
Where is it at?
Small down, small down. Tapping. Top 4. Okay. We're tapping it.
Roll a little off this. Yep.
Don't want to tap it very far. Oh, that's a pretty good shot. Stayed half buried and
Yeah. Nice throw.
line 2.
Good carry.
Or is it?
Jestli bychom nechtěli.
I think that it was.
It's,
Jakoby zkusit tohle. Jakoby takeoutem.
Sweepers knew exactly where this was going.
Ne, Prado.
Tak 11 třeba?
Tap that yellow a little further into the open.
Budeme mít lepší, oni sice můžou hrát tohle, ale jakoby jednoduchý to není a...
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
This is scary. The challenge for the Czechs, if you look at the situation in the house, the red on the left, if Anna was to make a play on it, she could easily jam it on her own and potentially give up 3. This tap on the yellow, if she can make this one, you know, potentially could be shot stone,
11 jsem slyšela,
and nowhere
nebo jak vydán back.
really for Anderson to play to get 2. So
Do you think she's playing the top mic? This doesn't
She
look like
is.
she is. I thought it was minimal ice.
she maybe throw a little more weight, make sure that she gets it out, right? She only threw, you know, back 8 foot last time.
Jo, děkuji.
Yeah, there you go. She heard you. She took a little more ice. Needs to get the angle right.
This it.
Last stone for Czech Republic.
In and out.
Canada, one more to come here in the second end.
Sweepers off and on.
Oh, and they just ticked it a little
Okay.
too far.
And that is a pretty big miss there. That was not a difficult shot.
Yeah, they just overswept it a little bit. They didn't need to. They hit it a little thicker, I think, eh, Mike? They at least hit the red
Yeah,
one.
I think they're trying to carve it at the end, but big chance now for Anderson. Jump out in front. Shot for 3.
Yeah.
It is wide open.
Yeah. Okay. You got it.
You'd be a little careful with
It'll
throwing
move
red
your
here.
carry.
Tendencies to
You got it.
not underthrow these.
Yeah. Right out like you can, buddy.
Last stone here for Carrie Anderson in the second end.
10.
And a chance for a big 3.
No. 10-5.
They're on this early. Crossing the center line already quite a bit. They got to get by this one at the top of the house. Oh, and I think they rubbed it.
They did. They did rub it.
But still got away with it. And they will score 3 here in the second end. And Canada takes a 3-0 lead after 2.
I'm like, it's up.
She looks surprised.
Oh,
Watch
here
this.
we'll get a look at the replay here. And they just grazed that one in the top 8 foot to redirect it and still get away with it.
Quarter inch from disaster. Worked out well.
It was 11? Yeah. Oh, wow. It looked hot going all the way down.
Yeah.
Nejdřív moc netočila, pak byl vlastně jako malej, že jo, takže...
Přišlo mi, že byl jiný ten release. Přišlo mi, že si udělala fakt docela dost malý slide. A pak prostě měl velký release, ale líbilo se mi to, ale vlastně...
Welcome back here to Winsport Arena in Calgary, Canada for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. Our feature game here, Canada and Czech Republic. And Canada just scored a big 3 points in the second end. They have a 3-0 lead here playing the third. Czech Republic will have last zone advantage.
And we'll see some guards here now from the Czech team. Trying to figure out a way to get more than one back against Team Canada.
Tak na 2, no. Tlačíme.
Ten podraz byl dobrý, ale protáhni to.
Jo, ale já jsem se teďka bála, víš. Jo, já jsem věděla. V pohodě.
Line 2, 3. All you. Okay. Line's the same. 2, 3. Line's good. Line's good now. Might have to curl, girls. Has to curl.
Trying to bring this in tight.
Little high. Really gotta curl. Hard. Little more. Hard. Go.
Not quite. That's going to be kind of a corner guard here.
I think her hair seems to be matched.
Brienne won't be thrilled with that.
Určitě. To tam se dostaneme. Neboj se to protáhnout.
You just heard Shannon talking about not being sure that her rocks are matched, so they'll try to sort that out.
11, 10. Yeah. Whoa. What do you need? Yo. What do you need? No. Tissi. 10. Yeah. Quick.
And that's not unusual for a set of stones in competition, that there's the odd one that's a little slower or curls a bit more. That's a very common thing. The better teams generally are able to pick up on that fairly quickly. Trust what you see.
Wait, did she say bump? Control, okay.
There's a decent roll there from
Petra.
Zinchova. Yeah, she can certainly draws play away now from the top of the rings, and there'll be an opportunity now for Kubeshkova to play some sort of come around if she wants. That rock slips behind the tee line, so good situation now for the Czechs. 2 corner guards, rock behind the tee line, and chance to go to work.
We'll take you for an update over on sheet A with Germany and the United States. The United States currently leads 1-0. Last rock here for Daniela Jentsch.
So she's got a run back. Could be like a run double for 3 here, potentially. This needs to curl. Very close. Oh, dead jams it, and the one she sent back rolls a little too far. Really unlucky there. That was a very well thrown rock from Jentsch. And she's going to give up a steal of 1. That was a bad break.
Yeah, and so Germany down 2-0 to the USA over there. And sheet A.
Same as last time. That one was 14-5. And it was top 12 with 14-3. Okay.
Nice come around there, but did not get shot stone. So Anderson changing gears now, playing the come around herself. With Shannon Burchard's final stone here in the third.
This line, top 14. Line's good. Coming down, top 8. Yes. Top 4. High line. T. T-line.
You can see this moving really quickly curling across the center line there. And again, they just rub that top one and still get away with it a little bit.
Really finishes nice in there.
Yes. Ice has been great today.
It was T on
Especially on day 1, you always think it may be a little tricky, but to be honest, a few of the ice makers have been here for months as well, so
Yes.
I'm sure they've got a good handle on the building now, what they need to do to produce the best ice conditions for these women.
Wait,
Again, we're seeing a big sweep here, trying to.
Can't overlap this, need to bounce.
And they just keep coming up light, and they do overlap that.
Probably want to be splitting center.
Yeah, that's not ideal up front there, those two yellows overlapping.
I think we're pretty good. Just hang it over if anything.
Our first look on Sheet B, Japan and Scotland. Scotland with a 1-0 lead, and last stone here for Sayaka Yoshimura
Okay. One halfway.
in the third end. Pardon me, the second end.
Both teams coming in with wins earlier today.
Big scrub here.
We're looking for a hit for 2 there, so that is a bit of a miss from Team Japan. So Scotland will breathe a sigh of relief. It's 1-1 after 2. Scotland will have the hammer. And
Now, sorry, Mike, over to Sheet D, and another update here with Korea and RCF and Unjung Kim with last stone here.
Nice, good shot.
I thought Unjin and her team struggled a little bit this morning, first time on the ice in a while, but this is a quiet weight tap back now for 2 against Kovaleva. And this is thrown really nicely, managed well, and that'll be 2. We're up 2-1 after 2. See, that red guard very high up in the, just over the hog line. Carrie Anderson called for that much tighter to the rings. So decent come around made there, but probably a rock too deep.
You can even tap it a foot. Freeze first. It's like half the rock over there. Okay, I agree. It does curl.
Both teams struggling a little bit with weight so far, trying to get the perfect draw weight. We haven't seen many ideal come arounds yet.
You know, in the game I covered this morning, it was a similar situation.
Heard Val Sweeting talking to the sweepers. Play the freeze first, and once the line's good, then you try to move it. That's, I mean, you would have swept a number of these over the years, Jill. At what point do you make the decision to do one or the other is the question.
Yeah, well, and then that's when it comes down to the communication between the sweepers and the person in the house, and whether you get that line. And they didn't quite get the line on that one.
Well, chance now for the Czechs. They make a roll buried here. Try to get it well under, right in front of their own yellow would be great. And they could get 2 or 3 right back. Carrie Anderson's going to have a very difficult draw on her next one, potentially. Need the roll first.
Must be close.
Oh, excellent shot.
Really nice roll.
Well, that'll apply some pressure to the Canadians.
Top button? Yeah. Okay, what'd you time on mine?
See them on and off here a little bit. It's usually a good sign when it's yes, no, yes, no. And Anna called the line well on that, and a really nice roll.
14.4, 14.5? I think so. Okay.
With the number 14.4, 14.5. That is the draw weight, hog line to hog line. That's the speed they're looking for.
Yeah, 14.5.
13.2.
Okay. Yeah, and 14 should be fine. Yeah.
Not many good misses on this one either. You got to be right near the button, and hopefully it curls enough to get a little bit in front of that yellow.
I think if you know, if you can wait on the sweep a little bit, it seems to be getting there. Just maybe takes a bit of time.
Line's good. Wait only. T-line.
All year line.
T. T-line. No T. That button. Shannon. That button.
Calling just maybe a touch heavier than they want. 13.6, so that is a little heavier than they had asked for, but now it's crossing this middle path and really started to curl, and They kind of lost it as it came across the middle.
They got second shot, which is very helpful.
Yes.
There's no way that Kubeshkova can do anything with that one. That is overburied by a rock. Almost has to guard, I think. I don't know what else she could play.
Tak ho asi nevysunem stejně, no.
Určitě ne. Posuneme ho jenom na žlutej případně.
And if you really wanted to get brave, you could go that the yellow on the far left onto the one on the top of the forefoot, but
OK. S tím cornguardem je to v pohodě?
that's very risky.
No, mělo by to být. Ale bude to
That'll
na
be,
těsňáka jako ten
Je to kolem toho žlutého gardu na těsně.
Borderline reckless.
A i s dobrým releasem, protože jinak to přetočí.
I think they really have to just protect against Team Canada from doing anything with that red one. I don't see much else here, Jill.
I agree.
Přestupa bude docela jedná.
Jo, a co hrajeme, prosím?
Hrajeme jakoby kouříček z tom červené. To by bylo nejlepší.
Do you think they have that
Přední 4.
angle you were talking about that she could use, like less risky to play it on her last one?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think, mathematically it's there. If you look at that the yellow on the left-hand side. The challenge is there's another red at the top 8-foot that they really can't afford to touch. So, well, you're down 3-0. Maybe worth a shot.
Zatím ne.
Je OK. Já budu muset. Na konci bude muset. Čekej, jsem na
Not sure her optimism would be as good as mine is. It's pretty risky to play that shot. You could easily feather the Canadian stone in for a shot as well. So this is a good play. I don't know that there's a draw now for Anderson. That yellow guard on the left at the top of the screen is really in the way for both teams
Promiň, to přišlo
at this point.
Like, where's her shot for two
Pořád
right
bychom
now?
ho vzali dřív. Jo.
You can maybe play a double run on the red into the yellow
Pretty precise red, yeah.
on the side. Right, like
So
so you
probably
hit it
like
low
the
and
two.
kind of cross it
Yeah.
and shoot.
So you hear Team Canada just talking about what options she has right now for two.
Yeah, I guess they have
So there's
that.
the one that Mike and I spoke about, and then also the
It's hard. You can't really pick
red,
it.
yellow,
Like,
red
you can see enough
on
of
that
it to
same
make it.
side.
That's probably easier than the
Because
one
it's
I was talking
barely
about, the
off nose.
wide yellow.
My
agree.
thought is they've got that side. 'Cause
And that's
otherwise
for
everything else
three.
on this side jams into the back ones, right?
Do you guard that then, Mike? Do you think?
I think so. There's no draw.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
I think
I'm
we're
not seeing a
playing-
whole lot else.
Yeah, that's her easier hard shot.
So the easiest shot, that red by the LGT logo, onto the yellow closest to the center line in the.
Just throw a guard on this side. Okay.
The problem is you almost have to hit those in the
Just like a
pocket
1-2
and
or-
to get rid of both reds. You see, if you hit the yellow
outside of the
onto the
yellow
red
or- yeah.
on the center line, near the center line,
Okay.
I don't think you'd outcount the one that's
It's a little
biting
wider
the
than we've
forefoot.
been,
So
but I don't
Still
think
get
it'll be
two,
too
I
bad.
think.
you would get two for sure. For three, you need to make the run double, and I don't see a draw. I don't see anything for two. Soft, unfortunately.
The way that the side that they've been playing on all end, the way that it curls, the one that Anna just put there as a guard, maybe she could get at least to the nose of it for a tap.
Okay, even higher. We gotta
She
go
could,
a little
yes.
higher than that.
Again, if you hit a little high side though, onto the red,
Lots of stuff to be careful of.
you could actually throw some weight at it if you're going to do that.
Nice, good shot. Nice, okay.
On this side, it swoops so hard. It just brooms down at all times. Yeah.
I was cleaning, so I don't know what
I
else
know, I
can
think
do.
we just have to be on it for it to try.
Looks like they're going to try to squeeze a draw through that yellow port on the left-hand side. The problem is they have to miss the one on the BKT logo by less than an inch and hope it runs straight enough to get by the one near the center line, and then they'd hope straight enough to get by the red at the top of the forefoot. So this is
And have button weight.
and have button weight. Other than that, it's an easy shot. You know, you make this shot 1 in 25. I don't even know if it's possible. Almost have to slide a little narrow, throw a little extra rotation.
Já zatím ne, buď u něj.
Váhej, trošku víc, ruky je to. Je to skrz. Buď u něj.
Tons of rotation.
Je to
You got that part
skrz,
right.
Betty.
Zatím nemůžu.
Je to skrz.
Yeah.
Zatím jsem furt na tom gardu. Furt jsem na tom gardu. Už tady
Is it by the top one?
It's a little heavy.
Just.
A little heavy. I got a 12-7 on this.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way to get it through that port was with that weight. So
Yeah.
back 12. Really tough. Only one. She knew it was difficult.
And Canada still leads 3-1 here after 3.
Right. Oh, sorry. Good.
Ale nevím, jestli ještě nějaký odťuky, chápu, že se do toho Betty úplně nechtěla.
Ne, 3, 4. Juněj, tačí hodně, jenom dojet. 4, to bude mít. 3, bráha, bude super. 3, já myslím, že ne. Až do konce přetáčím. Ne. Nic.
Nemůžu, budu dobrá. Jdu už.
Už si.
Ale bude 3.
Pojď, Peťo.
Ráda.
Tady u toho.
Welcome back here to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. Our feature game here in session 3, Canada versus Czech Republic, and Canada with a big 3 points in the second end, and has the 3-1 lead, and now has the last stone advantage again here in the fourth end.
All you. Line's great. Line's great. Little light right now. Top 8. Line's good. Keep on it then. Going to curl now. Curling now. Curling. Yeah, still a little light.
That's one ideal start really for Team Canada. That's always with the hammer. You always want to take one or more and hold your opponents to a single without. So done a good job of that. Got a little help from Anna in the second end. She could have made life difficult on Carrie Anderson. Missed her last.
Yeah, and just really close on. It was kind of a
had to curl another half inch or so, or an inch. Plus, Carrie Anderson got a little fortunate on hers as well. Just papered stone at the top 8 foot.
Yes.
Petra
having her tournament accuracy is 82%, but this is her first game. The rest of the team played earlier.
So Anna, she's a veteran skip. She's played, I said, number of big events over the years, so she knows to throw the double center here. And we'll need to be at their best for the next few ends to keep this game tight. Don't let Anderson run away on her.
Okay, line's good. Top 8 might be out there. Wait, Ollie. Shannon's wrong. Way out there. Top 12. Not moving, just keep it top 12. Leave it top 12.
Yeah, it's not. It's on the shelf there.
There's like no chance.
Everyone really hung out there.
Okay, that works.
You heard them talk about a shelf. I think it just means that it's kind of hanging on a straight spot.
A lot of time that would depend on the scraping pattern of the ice makers, and if there typically is a shelf, it's usually kind of middle of the 8-foot area. Once it gets inside, that starts to curl. We'll keep an eye out for that. I haven't noticed it being overly straight though so far in this one.
No, agreed.
See this one curling hard. Shooter stayed, however. Not too bad.
I don't mind the hit favorite. I'd rather like peel if we're. What's that? I like peeling. Yeah, peel or hit instead. Hit. Yeah. So I'd rather we hit the wide one. Yeah, hit and stick here is good too. Just keeps it simple. Okay, I agree. We don't need to get another 3 ball.
No easy peels here. So they're going to hit the open one. Shannon at 78 so far. That was earlier game today and Team Sweden, Team Hasselborg.
Very good. Good. Good throw.
Good separation on those two.
We got a few updates here for you.
Good throw.
United States leads Germany here in the third end. And Daniela Jentsch has the last stone here. It looks like a potential shot for 2, Mike.
Yeah, nice open hit. We'll see if Daniela can make this work. It got a little unlucky in the second end.
Trying to finish this to make sure they don't have much room to roll wide.
Looks good enough. That will be 2, tie things up after 3 ends of play.
Mám takovou drováhu.
And
Look
over
very
to
worried about that one.
and over to sheet B, Japan and Scotland here tied, and last stone here for Scotland. They're in a little bit of trouble.
Hey, Mira, it may have a double here, but gosh, you have to be a little careful with that center guard.
You're solid. Please. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. James. Whoa, Lauren. Whoa. Yeah, Lauren.
Wow, trying to make it curl. They actually had it over curl. It was hard to do. Got by the guard too tightly. That was a double for 2. Mismanaged a little, actually.
Yeah, and a steal for Japan there. And another update here, RCF Korea up 1, but RCF here with last stone, and looks like they're drawing against 3.
Yeah, Kovaleva has, she needs the 8-foot. And for people who don't know the team, they're just an excellent team.
They're a very good front-running team.
Yes.
If you ever let them get up on you, they'll just peel everything away.
Yeah, phenomenal hitters.
Yes.
And pretty good at the draw game.
Yeah.
Gets her 1 here, ties things up. It's a hard-working single. Hate drawing against 3 or 4 there. But, well done. And big opportunity now for Team Canada. We'll take a look at this, trying to get in. Actually rolled right underneath. That was difficult to do, just get by. Second shot sewn at the top of the 8-foot, so chance now for Anderson to put some serious pressure on. And won't be many areas to hide here for the Czechs.
This is really going sideways here too. And you heard the wow. It popped out the other side.
So, I think you need to freeze. Hate to say it, but could make that double on the wide side as well. It's a lot of weight. You need to sort of get rid of both reds. What's your first instinct here, Jill?
My first instinct was to play the double But I didn't get a good look at the angle, but you're right, it is pretty...
Should throw it hard. It's
Yeah,
there. Just
it
gotta
is
throw it
there,
hard.
yeah.
Jo.
Yeah, I think I would still, that's my default though, still hit.
You sound like another commentator I work with, Joan McCusker. She's very similar reactions always. I always go to the draw with
Yeah.
myself, but it's only because it wasn't my favorite shot, the big weight double. That's all. Whatever you like is
Yeah.
the main thing.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
Pardon.
that was always the danger.
Okay.
It did open up the outturn draw
Rachel?
on that side of the sheet.
Like here?
Depending on what Anderson does here. This is in turn for Val Sweeting, of course, the lefty.
Well, they're keeping us on our toes, these two
Yeah,
lefties here tonight.
Thank goodness this is the last time they're playing head to head, so this is good.
10. Yep. Yep. 9-5.
Really hard. Really hard. It's tight. Yep, gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Still tight. Gotta go. Yep. Watch the roll, Shannon. Watch the roll.
That was some great sweeping there from Shannon Burchard
So, good sweep.
and her wonderful roll.
Yeah, really lots of trouble here now for
Back, girl. Girl.
Czechs.
Gotta go. Still tight. Gotta go. Yep. Watch the roll, Shannon.
The one sweeper just trying to hold the line straight.
Shot.
That's common practice now. All of these teams, especially when you got two sweepers as strong as Shannon and Brienne.
In practice.
They do a great
but
job.
If you were there, it crossed, and if you were there, that's why. So it's probably
Hard to have a competitive team without world-class sweeping these days.
Spíš na čtvrtí. Spíš tady na
That's
půlce.
a huge part of the
Mezi
game.
půlkou a třetinou.
Well, this is the right call for Kubeshkova. She play the angle raise, try to get rid of the stone at the top of the 8-foot and open up two paths into this stone on the button. Definitely needs to make contact with these. Oh, there's a good shot. See if we can get one of those reds out. None of them left the rings, unfortunately.
But it
So-
does open up the space a little bit.
It does, but the problem is that the guard is so high. Look where this guard is. It's just
Yeah.
very, very high. And without those reds getting out of the house, Anderson can easily chase anything that the Czechs throw in the rings now.
She hit it in an exact right spot. Just needed a lot more weight.
Just harder. Would have got them all.
Yeah. Just almost a little,
Had the line.
yeah, almost a little laughter of disbelief.
12 foot out there?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. First time to the wing, probably around a 14.
I say nowhere to hide up the middle with that guard being so high.
But do you want top 8? You said?
I don't know what I play if I'm
Yeah, top 8. Okay. Then yeah, 14 2. 14.
Kubeshkova on my last. Assuming this rock hits the ring somewhere. Big trouble.
Okay, it's close.
Line's good. You can
Keep it a little
come.
light.
Yeah, keep it on line.
Little light, if anything.
Okay. Getting better. Top four. Top four.
Really moving.
Top four.
Really moving.
Top four. Okay. So top four.
I think it's top.
It's there. To your broom.
Okay.
Whoa. Nice throw. Good. Good. Great catch.
Okay.
Yeah, trouble.
Play a double and give up 3, or do you, you ever play? Can you get there to the freeze on that right one, Mike?
You could. Very, very tight by that center guard, though.
Yeah, right there.
You have to just miss the yellow guard on the center line as
Think so
it's
too.
curling.
Ale tak, když bychom hodili ten freeze a oni by pak vybombili i vyrolovali, tak by to stejně bál za 3, že jo? Stejně
Ale
jako,
toho
že
jako
hodíme ten
předpokládáme, že hodíme prostě
perfektně, jo,
naprosto
vlastně.
skvěle,
To jo. Protože třema těma doublama, jakoby
There's not even a
vyrolujeme
nice,
spolu.
easy, like not an easy double anywhere.
Takže to
That's
prostě
the
jako
problem.
bude vždycky.
If you knew there was an easy double where you could roll somewhere half decent, you might try it.
Freeze nejde kvůli tomu gardu. Je hrozně daleko ten gard.
Ono to hodně vytáčí.
Could talk about going around the middle
se
just
jako
to the
museli
top of the
srovnat
8-foot.
To bychom jako to... Líbí se ti víc než tenhle? zůstali tady.
Jo, líbí se mi víc, protože tam můžu trefit ten žlutý.
Jo. Tady je pak teoreticky, no,
A není tady nic moc, jako no.
ale
Asi
bude
tohle,
prostě
no.
trojku.
Takhle, 8,5.
So it looks like they settled on trying to play a double on these two on the right hand side.
Probably the easiest double they have.
I agree.
Jo, vypadá dobře.
Trying to get rid of two here. And she does. That was what they called, but that still leaves a open draw for 3 here for Team Canada.
I don't know what else was good.
I agree.
For Anna, you know, she's frustrated with that call,
Okay.
but there was really nothing else there.
14.5, eh, Sharon? The good
I
spot
would
to the
say,
middle?
yeah, it's traveling well here. 14
Yeah.
and a half.
Yeah. That was 14 too, so.
Yeah, I think 14.5 is close then. You got it. 14.3, 14.5.
Final stone here in the 4th end for Canada.
Close. I
And
like
chance
it.
at another 3
Mine's good. Coming here in their curly path.
and to really take control of this game.
Mine's fine though. No, ready. Coming out, top four. Guys. Okay. There it goes. Just gradual. Okay. You're not in my line. We're T.
This looks good, and that will be
4.
another 3 for
Thanks, Carrie.
Canada, and they will take a 6-1 lead after
14.
4
That
ends.
makes sense. Yeah, that's what we told her to throw. That's good.
Dali vlastně docela málo. Takový jakoby z ostra, ze zhora. Že ta energie nešla dolů, ale šla jako ze strany.
Like to go a bit. Okay, all you. I thought light as well.
Mine's good.
I
Top
agree.
8.
Yep, hard
Top
then.
12.
Yep.
Welcome back here to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021 from Winsport Arena in Calgary, Canada. Our feature game here between Canada and Czech Republic, and Canada scoring another big 3 points, take a 6-1 lead here in the 5th end.
That's being very efficient with the hammer, I would say.
Yes,
Taking
and
2 3-enders.
unfortunately for the Czechs, they haven't been able to put a whole lot of pressure on the Canadians.
A 3, 4, 4.
Ano, místě.
My nemůžem.
Já myslím, že budeme dobrý.
My nemůžem. Fakt
3,
nemůžem.
4, 3,
Ne, jsme 3, jsme dobrý.
3.
Míšo,
Míšo! Go, pojď ještě.
We're going to get a little help here from Team Anderson. They've thrown a center guard, I'm sure up 6-1. That was not the call.
Right.
Just a little less, maybe. Just a little less, Care.
Line's good. Top 4.
Okay, all
Yeah,
you.
yeah, Line's.
Line's good.
Hi,
For top 4.
Line.
Brienne trying to play a come around on this center guard that she put up on her first one.
Top 8. Hard, you gotta go. Bounce it off.
I don't know what to do. Okay. Like last game, last 4.
Sweepers getting caught out a little bit. They thought that was there. So this continues with that struggling with those 2 stones.
Yeah, I just heard Brienne say, I don't know. Sometimes it's just you question, you think you know what the path is going to be like and how it's going to run and what the speed is going to be, and you do it all right and it doesn't get the result that you are expecting, and it can be very frustrating. But definitely the sweepers are not quite catching everything.
Šest, 7.
6. Baha,
Ne.
okay.
5.
Baha.
5.
Pojď, Míšo, pojď!
Go.
Yeah, I feel it looks like something going on with the ice for sure. I mean, it's unusual to see, world-class players. 3 rocks in a row coming up significantly light, and it appeared they thought that was heavy when she let it go.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, super thin. Yeah.
Petra talking to her sweepers.
What turn am I throwing?
Everyone seeming a little bit confused as we take a look over on sheet B and Japan and Scotland. Japan with the 2-1 lead right now, and Scotland looks like they have a chance for 2 here, Mike, and just a draw to the button.
Yeah, Eve Muirhead needs a solid performance here.
Back 4.
Would love to score 2 here.
Back 4, back 8.
Okay, Jen, you're gonna have to
Hard.
Where?
Feeling. Hard, curl.
Straight
Hard,
curl. Hard curl, Jen.
Back 4, touching back 8.
Hard curl, Jen. You can't hard curl.
Jen Dawes trying to make this curl all the way in.
Great shot.
That was well managed by the sweepers.
And that will be 2 for Scotland, and we take a 3-2 lead after 4.
Sorry, totally forgot about that.
Eve Muirhead, of course, another team that was here in the bubble for the 2 slams. Started off extremely well, 2-0 out of the gates in the first event, and had a shot to knock out Jennifer Jones, in fact, and miss it, and ended up really didn't win any games afterwards. So, they were coming in here a little shell-shocked, I'm sure, but got a win against the USA in their first match. And up now against
Get okay.
Team Japan. This one light as well.
OK, pardon.
Well, at what point if you're Team Anderson, do you change gears? You've got 5 guards, some near the middle, but they are up 6-1.
Okay, well,
I think we
still
loop
play it.
one.
Yeah, it still should get stuff moving. I'll just watch the shooter.
I think we're drawing.
Oh.
Okay. It's not a great peel. Doesn't
Okay.
really give us.
I think it's a little heavier. Okay, yeah, a little heavier wide out here.
Okay.
All right, here the sweepers talking a little heavier. Let's see if Shannon
Okay, I
can
like that. Maybe a little
get
bit
the weight
wider.
sorted out.
Line's good.
Yes.
We'll just keep our
Yes.
focus
Stay
down.
on it.
Hey,
Top eight. Has to curl. Has to curl. Top eight.
This looks really out there. It should
Definitely wide enough, that's for sure. Missing the guard by
Back T if I go.
miles.
Good weight.
Just moved it out a bit. I think you get a little gun shy when you will see 3 or 4 rocks in a row over curl and come up light. So Shannon adjusted for the weight, but maybe over adjusted for the line.
I think it's just the way it is. And I think
Peshkova now needs a good draw here. Michaela needs to come around into the forefoot.
This one's out there too, just sort of hanging a little bit.
A freeze would be okay too. There it goes. Really goes once it goes, but still struggling to get the weight.
I heard the Canadians talking a little bit about maybe that side of the sheet, and that there's just maybe a spot going both ways, that's just how it is, almost a bit of a track that if you get caught in that and can't get out of it, it will run a little straighter.
Anderson up 6-1. They're going to try to hit this yellow. I like this call. That was a nice throw from Val. Just perfect.
Nice controlled weight there too.
His first made shot, really, we've seen this end. been a bunch of misses. It's a lefty intern. Val's just, as you said, always been a top player in the country for almost 10 years now, and is excelling playing third on this team. Very experienced skip as well, helps out with the strategic discussions with Carrie. Who's going to sweep that? That's a good shot for the Czechs. They've opened up that scoring area in the middle, and Anderson up 6-1. It's really forced to hit this one. I think if this was a closer game, we'd probably see Carrie draw, but this scoreboard first when it comes to your decision making. Take that into consideration to start. And the roll could be made. So Elżbieta needs a draw here. She needs a good come around into the top of the forefoot for her team in order to score a couple.
The drawing has been a little bit of a challenge this end, so we'll see if she can get a good one in here. See it hanging out there again.
Sweeper's on it right away. That's, I was saying sometimes that's a good sign, but the way this sheet has been so far tonight, it's not what you want to be seeing.
Yeah, really.
Had ideal line, perfect
Yes.
line.
Yeah.
Hezky metení, pardon. Jsem tě měla víc poslechnout. Slyšela jsi mě nebo ne? Slyšela, ale nespracovala.
Not sure that one's there. You can tap it. Yeah. And if I even rub both, that's not terrible. But then she just plays a hit and roll in.
Casey thinks sweeping's not hard work.
Yeah. Sometimes need to take a good stretch of those back muscles.
We talked about a little bit about this in during the men's championship, Jill. But you know, teams coming in here this time of year usually they're very fit, very game ready, and a lot of if you haven't been playing much, and you can. I only know the theory of this, but the sweeping, your sweeping muscles definitely need to be warmed up, and no matter how much you work out or how much you stretch, it really doesn't prepare you for the game, does it?
No, I completely agree. So yeah, there's always a period in that first event of the year that it takes some time for your muscles to remember those motions. It doesn't matter how much dry land sweeping you do. It just seems when you get out on that ice, you still get a few sore muscles. So for those teams who, you know, maybe haven't played an event or they've only done minimal sweeping, and you know, all these teams practice their sweeping, but it can sometimes just be a little bit different doing it in practice still versus a game.
Minimum. Just back 8.
And so there's probably going to be a few sore muscles out there after these first couple of days.
That will be the one big advantage Team Canada has. They are definitely game worn
Yeah.
after being in this bubble for so many weeks.
Yeah, along with, well, even along with Scotland and
Sweden.
Switzerland and Sweden.
Even though 2 weeks would have helped, wouldn't it, with the slams?
Oh, 100%. That would have made a huge difference.
I looked, I was like, oh, that hole doesn't look so great.
Nice tap there from
Zakryjem
the
button.
Canadian skip.
Jo.
So not a ton of room in there to score 2 points, is there, if Dubeškova can make this draw. She really needs this right on the button, on the LGT logo.
Takových
And
There's
90.
no good miss here.
Jo. Dobrá ruka.
Jde fajn. Jsme fajn. Můžu počkat, budu muset. Ne, jede.
Pojď, Míšo, pojď, Míšo.
Já jedu víc.
Jsme 9.
they got to get this by. Oh, and it just rubs. And
Weight
that'll
was
be
perfect.
right in the open.
No hit here, and no way to score here again for Anna.
Já si myslím, že by to bylo velký.
Vzali jsme ho málo teda. They've got the in off of are the way, I think. Yeah, try and get to them.
Bumper.
Okay.
We heard Shannon Brienne talking about the in off the red. That's the one on the left-hand
Yeah,
side of the
play
sheet.
nose
If this
first.
hit is made,
Okay, I like it.
that might be the only way into the button. That is no fun, I can tell you.
Right at it, buddy.
I always felt bad when my skip had to make shots like that.
Something went wrong
Something
long
went
before the
wrong
last
somewhere,
rock,
yeah.
yes. Luckily you had a skip who made a lot of those,
Yes.
so that was fine.
Whoa. Heavy. Whoa. Clean.
Just clean.
Shannon a bit.
Clean.
Hard, Shannon. Right to it.
You're good. You're good.
Very nice.
Call 10-5. Good
So
job.
nothing on the right-hand side of the sheet to score, I don't think.
Good. Nice. Good shot, Carrie.
The longer you look, I'm not sure you're going to find anything you love.
Double na 2.
Nevím, jestli to jde.
Double to give up one
A nebo
again.
možná, že to jde i tudy teda.
I haven't even really looked at that one on the side yet. Oh, there she goes.
A nebo můžeme zahrát ještě tohle.
They're looking at that now. Yeah.
Jako roll?
Rolem, ale tam nebudem. Musel být jako... si myslím.
Roll by měl být v pohodě, ne?
Taky nevím. Ještě můžeme hrát tohle.
Looking like you're gonna some sort of angle raise on the yellow guard.
Co tady není
Don't know if
šílený.
that's there. Not any more difficult than the in-off, I must
No
say.
možná bych zkusila tohle, jako zatím to vypadalo, že to docela dotáčí, no. A v nejhorším to bude jich
So
jedna.
you can hit and roll off the left
Přijde mi, že to má
red
největší naději asi.
on the far left, or run the high yellow into the button. Those are the two ways to score. Don't see much else. She's actually going to draw maybe to the side of the forefoot and try to give up one.
Teď
A
to
to
vypadá, že
Anička
tam je
chce.
That looks like what the call is.
Jo, outer.
Ne, intern.
Intern.
She
Jo, by
could
to být
just hit
OK.
the one on the top 8 to give up one.
Yeah, that's much easier. That is much. She must think she can get almost to the button then with this this lefty in turn.
Tam je dobrý pozitiv.
Again, unless she's playing, she could be playing the hit and roll off that stone at the.
Si můžeš to sám
Ne,
dát
On
si
the
na
right.
druhé
To je
straně
dobrý.
ještě.
A tady to je kraj.
We'll let you know in a moment, folks.
Yeah, see how much speed she comes out with. Huh? Looks.
Definitely draw-ish.
To je trošku větší.
Jenom vy.
8. Zatím musím tuhnout. Ne, už jsem dobrá. 6.
As I say, the hit, the same shot Carrie Anderson just played is a much easier shot for one than this.
Ať do konce, ať do konce. Pojď, narvi ho do žlutýho. Pojď.
Not doing a very good job here.
Ještě kousek.
That is well swept.
Hezký, Ani. One red.
That was probably the best they could do, unless you play that hit and roll for a single, but they'll give up a steal to Canada, and Canada will go up 7-1 here after 5 going into 5th and break.
Good end.
Yeah, good end.
Yeah, sorry. Had a brain fart.
Take a look at the highlights from the first half of our game here. In the second end, Anna Kubishkova tries to make a tap and just taps it to an open spot and leaves this hit for Team Canada.
Yeah, they go hard on this. See Brianne Mayer on the inside. It actually just grazed that stone at the top of the 8-foot, but Team Canada got away with it, and they'll score 3 here to take a 3-0 lead after 2.
And then to the fourth end, and trouble again for the Czechs, and Anna Kubishkova had to make a double just to give up 3, and that's why Anderson has this open draw.
Yeah, nowhere to hide for the Czechs in the fourth end, all Team Canada, and 6-1 through 4, and this will sound like a recurring theme, Jill, as we go into the fifth end, but again, all Team Canada.
Yeah, and junked up here a little bit, and not really much of a shot here, and Kubishkova decides to draw to give up a single.
Just trying to get a feel for draw weight. The sweepers work it all the way in, and they did a good job, but it'll be 7-1 at the break here for Team Canada.
And just to update you on all of our games here in this session, over on sheet A, Germany has a 5-2 lead now over the United States, and Scotland with a 5-2 lead over Japan in our feature game, Canada 7-1. And next door on sheet D, Korea with a 1-point lead over RCF.
That's a very nice line call, Val, on the first one. Your like ankle tap. That was excellent because you guys were saying wait up, and that was a great call.
Yeah, I knew to catch it thinner.
Yeah, great call. Good job. Yeah, I thought that was well managed. Like and not ending up.
Já vím, dětko, ale kdybychom si měli říct, že to nedokážeme, tak opravdu se můžeme zbalit a domů, to nemá cenu.
No,
Takhle opravdu ne. Jo, je třeba opravdu z toho vykřesat maximum. Opravdu
Jo, já to chápu,
odehrát.
ale prostě jako fakt mi přijde, že jako by to...
We'll just take a look at the quick look at the percentages here, and no surprise that Team Canada is in the 80s, 84, 82, and 87% in their column, and you see the struggles there for the Czech Republic, especially on their draw percentage. It's certainly been a struggle for them, and only given up a 1 stolen point, but Team Canada playing well enough to get those 2 threes and has that lead.
já vím.
Wait, come here! Big line! 9 by 10. you've changed them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you take them out in between? No.
I didn't think I'd get them back in. It's such a
I
short
didn't take mine
turnaround.
out. I just
Just winging it. Ride it out. Okay,
I
top
have
4.
eye drops if you need or whatever.
Might slide pretty okay. Okay. Line's good. Top 4. All you. Good. Curling now. Line's good. A little earlier.
Welcome back here to the second half of our feature game between Canada and Czech Republic at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021
Right over
from
there.
Calgary, Canada. Canada with a 7-1 lead here over the Czech Republic.
Under curling this game though.
Yeah.
Except for last end.
Get right there.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
So a couple of goals here for both teams. I think if you're the Czech Republic early in the round robin, they've got their win earlier today, so they're going to try to play a solid 2 or 3 ends here. See if they can't score multiple points with the hammer and tighten up the gap. And I think for Team Canada, after that letdown earlier today against Team Sweden, they want to just keep the foot on the gas pedal, continue to play strongly.
Well, and I think on both sides there's been some questionable faces with the ice and sort of the results that they're getting. So, you know, extra time on the ice to try to figure some of the things out, because they will play this. Both teams will play this sheet a couple of times more this week with all the games they have to play.
Certainly, Brienne seemed to be struggling with her rocks at lead for Team Canada. So they'll try to sort those out as well. So some work to be done here in this
Right on the nose. Perfect.
third draw, day 1.
Good sweep.
Good.
3-3. Yes.
Maličko míň jenom.
Jo. Bylo to 5? Aha, jenom beru rukou.
Jedna, dva, jede hezky. 1-0. Dostaneš ho daleko, pojď, Míšo.
Petra coming in with her first guard, which was obviously not the plan, and now this one needs to get over. I don't think it quite got over. So a couple of misses there by Petra to get the checks in this end.
And Team Anderson taking no chances, knowing they can start hitting. This is the 5th rock of the end, so
Thanks, Brian. I was just going to give you that. I said to the girls,
we'll see a couple more guards here from the Czechs. Certainly, you may see them come into the rings, maybe try to go around those reds eventually. But crossing your fingers, hoping for a miss from Shannon Burchard's never a good strategy, I can tell you that much.
See the struggles here for Mikhaila Baudashava. Again, the draw weight, particularly for this Czech Republic team, has been struggle.
Suspect, yes.
There's a nice guard there.
Mám z té techniky takový divoký pocit, ale funguje to.
So that's not so hard. She said that too. I don't. Maybe that's not what you said. But to the lead. That's not very nice of me to say. Petra. When you're down in a game like this, 7-1, it's always good to kind of try to keep things light.
Very good.
Especially early in the round robin.
Real sand. Good job.
That was a good throw
Nice
from
one,
Shannon.
Thanks.
You maybe try one more guard and then maybe play a come around to those rocks in the house. Jill, what
Yeah, I agree.
what would
I
your
agree.
guess be?
Yeah, I think definitely one more guard.
Trying to put it in the middle of those two reds where the peel could jam on either one of them. That's the idea here. Throw it directly in the center of both rocks in the rings and hope said one of the peel over curls one way or the other. I said not the best strategy at the World Championship to hope for misses, because all these women here are certainly capable of making just about anything.
Yep, my curl, yeah. Yep, hard, yep. Hard, 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 it's really curling. Hard, you got it, Shannon. You got it.
Oh, and there's the jam you were talking about, Mike.
And left a guard.
And left a guard.
So chance now, Val will not be happy with that. The only good news for Val is that she rolled directly in front of her own rock in the forefoot. It's dead buried. So when things are going well for your team, that tends to happen when you do make a mistake. So, but a little glimmer of hope now for the Czechs.
Já jsem menší. Ne, 4 bude tady. Dobrá. Jenom váhej víc, D-line. D-line jede. Jedu dozadu, 9. 8. 9.
Coming around everything here.
This looks a little warm.
Yeah, they want to definitely make sure it stays in the house. Oh, that kind of stopped at the back there.
The perfect come around. How's that? That would have been the call without a guard. If you could have if you could do that without the guards. Unfortunately, they do have a center guard that they could have tried to use.
Elżbieta not happy with herself, being a little heavy there.
With a nose hit, however, there'll be a chance for a double and could lie 2 buried.
10.
Sweeting is going to try to roll right to the center line off this one. And just trying not to leave a double.
Anything?
That's a decent roll. Actually, a really good roll. The only double would be to slash double. You'd lose your shooter. So just
To nevím, jestli ale poběru ten guard. Já bych hrála 11. 11, koukej to, jo, samozřejmě.
try to roll buried.
Yeah, hit and roll in front.
Takže kolik? 10?
Half buried on either side would be ideal, actually. So you'd have a little tap on your next.
Jako 11 možná vyndáme tady, jo, takhle. 11 možná vyndáme tenhle, jako. Tenhle chci vyndat.
Ten chce hlavně vyndat,
O,
ten jde.
tak 11.
Ty tvoje desítky jsou 10-3. Jo? 11.
11 půl! 12, 11, 8, ne, 11, 11, váhaj, OK. Peťa! Míšo!
Trying to make a little hit and flop here. This is really moving now.
Kind of got caught in between. Based on that, it looked like they were trying to hit the one that was buried. But problem is now they're running out of stones to get rid of the reds.
Especially now they're separated.
Yeah, I think they're playing the hit and roll first. So if we roll the center line, or just almost the center line, it's pretty good. Okay.
That's the front end talking. They're going to try to roll right over for a bite of the center line. Anna Kubeshova can roll into the button off that stone at in the 8-foot right now. So Anderson definitely wants to stay. Make sure she outcounts that stone at the back.
Great numbers for Carrie Anderson.
Yeah, solid effort. 98 after.
That's been her average in the bubble.
Yeah. She struggled a little bit earlier today against Sweden. That was what they talked about, wasn't just going right to the center line. There's a triple there available for the Czechs if they want to take it on.
Ukázka pravých úhlů.
Hit about half that red on the center line.
Tak bychom to neměli vyndat.
Shoot her over to the one on the left.
Got to make sure you throw enough weight on this one, hey, Mike?
Yes, she got caught once already, hitting it properly, but not with enough weight.
Tak není to...
And based on the amount of weight they're throwing, it looks like a ton of ice here, especially for an out turn. But needs a good throw here.
Also, yeah.
Close. Had to hit it a touch thinner. Would have done the trick. Didn't quite get the third one out of the rings. One of those days, one of those games anyway for Czech Republic.
Yeah, just not getting those little breaks that you sometimes need in curling.
14-2, 14-3.
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be.
You guys thinking like a 14?
Yeah, we're thinking 14-2, 14-3.
Yeah.
You want to be as good as we can be?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Really good.
You got it.
It's always a good option to be as good as we can be. I like that. That would be, I would say, side of the button, dead buried. That would be as good as it could be.
I would say, do you have to ask? I'm always trying to make it perfect.
Of course.
Okay, a little lesson you gave us last time. Nice, good. Top 8, top 4.
Okay, line good.
Top 4.
Running.
Top 4.
Running.
Good.
Don't want to leave this open in
T-line.
top of the forefoot. That would leave a double potentially.
Curling now. Make sure that
Back 4.
There, it's starting to curl now. This is going to get buried easily.
Yeah, it just really, when it starts to get close to that center line, it really crosses, hey?
No double there. That's a wonderful shot. As good as it can be.
Well, maybe could have been a little deeper.
Half a rock closer to the tee line would have been nice.
Once it started going sideways.
Yeah, you heard Val say once it, I think it was Val that said that once it's going sideways, it really goes.
Jo. Takže tvoje draw, první draw minulý.
Needs the forefoot.
Jo, musíme hodně! Tak zaber, wait. Hodně musíte přestávej, nepřestávej. Vždycky, pojď. Hodně musí zabrat. Pojď.
Dobrý des.
And just a perfect draw there by Anna Kubishkova to get a single. But they still trail Team Canada 7-2 after 6 ends.
Great, good end. Yeah.
Great end.
Good shots.
Já bych chtěla hrát, prosím. Ještě jeden. A prostě... Přišlo mi, že teď to...
Yeah, I'd probably take. Yeah. Especially first, yeah. That's good. I thought they went over it. Yeah. All right. Alright, let's finish her off this end. Yeah, just have to score and then I think.
Já myslím, že jsme 2 teda. Míša, jestli 1.
Bude 3. Okay. Super.
Welcome back here to the Winsport Arena in Calgary, Canada for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021 and our featured game between Canada and Czech Republic. Canada with a 7-2 lead here playing in the 7th end. They've been able to convert quite well with the last stone advantage and not leaving a lot of openings for Czech Republic to score any multiple points. I'm Jill Officer, joined by Olympic silver medalist Mike Harris.
Easy early. Has to get just inside.
I think there was some contemplation, Mike, about whether they would continue to play, but sometimes, you know, another end on the ice to maybe get a feel for things never hurts.
Well, I think at the 5th end break, they just decided, Team Czech Republic decided they were going to try to get a little momentum into the next game, and of course they really didn't get what they were looking for last end. Both guards came into the rings, and so I suspect they'll go one more here and hope for a steal. Try to keep playing. Better guard there from Petra on her first. Throwing the double center here now.
Můžeš. Go, 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 go. Ty musíš taky, když tam hodně pojď. Ježišmarja, pojď ještě. Okay.
Good depth separation, but the line was a little off there.
I'm just trying to be tight. She just said come around, right?
Se to třeba ještě ubrat na ty jedničkový gardy.
Ideally, you like to line them up a little better than that.
Right, and that's not unusual on ice. It curls a lot. You do need to make an adjustment as the skip. If you, a high guard versus a tight guard, there's a significant difference in the amount of ice you take. The high guard doesn't have as much time to curl, so usually you have to tighten up the ice a good 6 or 8 inches on that second guard. That's why the players love the ice that moves a lot. It really requires all 4 players to do the right thing. And
Came down hard. Good sweep. Yeah.
Tak nic. Myslím, že tam dotočím. Jo, dotočím. Takže
Get you updated on a couple of scores here over next door on sheet D, Korea and RCF. Korea with a 1-point lead. RCF here with last stone.
yeah, Eunjun Kim made a couple of beautiful shots on her 2 stones, and Kovaleva has a very difficult draw here now to the 4-foot. Not difficult in the sense that it's open, but it is against 3. So sweepers need to manage the stone properly. It's been a well-played game over here on sheet D, and no mistake from Kovaleva, right on the button. That'll tie things up 4-4 after 6.
ten jedničkový garд. Řekla jsem si, neřekla.
And over to sheet B, Japan, Scotland. Scotland with a 3-point lead. Japan here with the last stone in the 6th end.
Yeah, Team Scotland with a big steal there in end number 5. You can see the 2 up on the board. So Sayaka Yoshimura needs, it's a good chunk of the 4-foot to score 2 points here. It's not easy. Two very experienced teams.
Sweepers trying to manage this to the right spot. See that curl there again, and a very nice shot by Yoshimura to come within 1 of Scotland. Scotland will have the last stone in 7. A little bit of a pocket there that Canada left for the Czechs, and fortunately they just came up a little bit short of it.
You like giving that? Oh yeah. Yeah. They would get rid of both yellows.
Trying to slash that yellow across the red, maybe get it sent back onto their other one at the back.
What? One's in the house. Your first, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think it gets rid of both yellow.
So yellow onto the right-hand red. Hopefully the red goes back onto the yellow sitting behind Carrie Anderson. Just make sure you get rid of the top one to start. That was hard to do.
Yeah, to hit it like that, to kind of go through the hole.
They're separated now. Yeah. Good call.
Girl, another millimeter or two would have been perfect.
Yeah, she just hits the red one at the back so thin. Just kind of
Get it.
clips it.
That's good. Good shot. That's good. Yeah, at least they're separated now.
Yeah, that pocket for Canada was not great for them, so it was important for them to at least move that red one.
And they're still shot stone, so eventually play's going to have to come into the rings. Czech Republic will have to deal with that red Canadian stone if they want to create a big steal here. Imagine they'll throw at least one more guard, maybe two.
No, just overlap those, not quite get it around as we take a look over on sheet A and an update here between Germany and the United States. Germany with a 3-point lead, but shot here for the Americans.
Yeah, Tabitha Peterson with it looks like a very difficult tap for a couple of points. Got to go to get by. Oh, beautiful looking line. That was not easy.
No, what a nice shot. And that'll be 3 on the board for the U.S. to tie it up after 6 ends. That was a very nice shot by Tabitha.
Just hit it 7/8 high and try and roll our shooter off.
Val Sweeting went down. Just have a look at the angles here. This is, you have to play this thick, I think, and it'll send that yellow on the center line across the top of your stone in the forefoot. Other option would just be to peel the one closest to the house. This is not the easiest double.
Yep.
We'll see where the dust settles on these.
Hard. You gotta go. Keep going. Yep. Keep going.
Just feathers the tight guard and rolls over for a corner.
Yeah, the big mistake there would have been to hit it too thin, and so would have sent that yellow right back onto their own in the forefoot. So Val, that was a little bit of a safety throw there from Val.
You see them just move it.
But this will give the Czech Republic an opportunity now. They do have a center guard. We're going to go have a look. Have a chat, see what they'd like to play. Either play the straight draw around the right-hand side, or they could hit and roll off that red. Try to save their own at the back, lie 2. What do you like, Joe?
I think my first thought was to try to play the tap on the red, or to hit it, I guess.
And roll buried.
Roll buried. How about you?
Yeah, I don't mind that actually. You're down 5. I mean, you need to, even throwing it into the top of the button. You know, if you can lie a couple buried at the end of this end, it would be great. Either call's good though. You pick one and play it.
Execute.
Yeah, they're going to throw the draw, which is fine. The other way to look at it is if they make the draw nicely, you're going to see Carrie go peel the center guard, and then you can hit and lie 3 perhaps. So there's lots of ways to get this done. So they need a good draw. That's been elusive so far for the Czechs.
again, just light on the weight, and of course it overcurls at that point.
And now a dilemma for Anderson because that's guarding her stone, the one at the top of the 12-foot. They're gonna play the double peel anyway. This is again scoreboard first. Make the double peel. Simplify your life.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Watch this one. Okay.
So they play the double peel, but spin that one, that check stone in for shot rock.
No, and Val, another safety throw from Val. You know, just instead of throwing it at the broom, just thinking if it over curls, we jam it on our own. And so a couple of little miscues there from Val Sweeting has opened up an opportunity now for the Czech Republic. Just need to hit in line 3 here, I think. Could play the guard, could play straight guard on that yellow on the left. Maybe save the hit for your last. You have to think Val would be peeling the guard if you threw a guard. Timeout. They'll see what Dad has to say. Karl Kubeška coming out. Longtime coach of his daughter's team. Really nice family. Been around the game for a long time.
Je pravda, že jako nemůžeme zagardovat to tak, aby potom to bylo zagardovat.
Talking about maybe a split is an option.
Jak má necháme tady takhle
Mike,
3
is
kameny
that-
žlutý, tak ona to může vyrazit.
Not sure what she was
Já bych se
indicating
s tím
there.
trochu zapracovala.
Co máte za nápady? Free se mi líbí absolutně nejvíc. No.
A chceš jakoby na náš?
Červený nebo na
Na ten červený bych ho zahrál. Že ona, když tak bude hrát double o ten svůj klidně, jo. Teď je to jedno, že jo, tečko.
Kdyby pak vyndávala tenhle ten, tak tady máme vlastně
A ona se tam nedostane.
nebude stát, no, ona. Je s kamenem.
Jo, tak takhle.
Jo, čili tohle to mně přijde dobrý.
A když to bude dlouhý, tak prostě aspoň tohle.
Jo.
Takže odsud.
Jako určitě mi přijde lepší tohle, než tohle.
No, to jo.
Kvůli těm nalajnovaným 3 kamenům, takže když
Jo,
je to
ale
jako
využít ten červený. Jo, dokud tady je.
Okay.
Talking about a freeze, I don't mind the freeze, right where Yushnova's broom was, right between those two.
Jako většinou na střed máme
You know, you're going to leave Carrie potentially with a chance to lie to, but take a risk. Freeze isn't a bad call. What do you like, Jill?
Yeah, but you know, my first thought was to, again, hit. Get rid of, remove that red, but the problem is that there's not really a great place to leave your shooter, so unless you play that hit and maybe bump your own to get a little more separation. You could also play through between the yellows to roll behind the corner. It's a little trickier.
The goal here is to make Team Canada's shot as difficult as possible. So if you can make a decent freeze, you really don't want to disturb those 2 stones at the top of the 4-foot. That would create a bigger hole where there's a double available. But definitely wants this in the rings and definitely wants to protect her own yellow.
Here they are dragging this again.
That's a
Trying
good
to
shot.
get it there.
That's a good shot. No easy doubles for Team Canada, and pretty good spot. Tough for Anderson to deal with that stone, and looks like she's going to hit shot stone, which is fine. Then you can come around your own right to the top of the button.
Well, I mean,
Even if I played that, it's just stuff to here.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I like the
that
double cat.
shot rock is hard to get to because there's only.
Like there with like a normal?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like we don't have a lot of room.
So just going to make sure they get rid of shot stone and force
Can't really jam it
Force.
under that.
Kubeškova to deal with the red shot stone if they want to steal more than one, or they go around the middle
Trying to play the back
to
double.
the button.
Okay.
Okay.
Depending on what happens here with Carrie's, if she happens to jam it on the back one or the back red, I'd be really tempted to come around the middle and say, okay, Carrie, if you want to score, slash your own, but if you miss it, we steal a bunch. Let's see what happens here.
Burn!
Hold it. Whoa. Kind of dropped it, so just be ready. Close. Clean. Clean. Hard ball. Okay.
Oh, leaves
Good job.
yellowish shot stone as well. So
Okay.
yeah, two options. Just come around, or you can. The come around's the easier of the two shots. You could also hit and roll in, but again, the danger is you hate to jam it on your own at the back. Are you
like
still
the draw.
you still liking the hit?
No, I like
Hitter?
the draw.
Hitter?
I like the draw.
called Jill the hitter now.
Yeah.
The draw's good. I like the draw.
I like the draw. I'm not always about the hit.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mistake there from Carrie to leave yellow shot stone. Obviously, they're hoping for that to curl a bit more.
Jenom bajtovat žlutý? Takže jako... Vedle něj.
Jo. Našel.
Já jsem moc nenašla, takže můžeme čekat. Malinko přijde, maličko.
Good news for Anna. She just threw the shot, so top of the button would be ideal.
Yeah, and really Anna's had pretty good feel for draw weight, despite the draw weight struggles in the lineup of her squad.
Míša zatím. Zatím vůbec netočí. Míšo,
This is going to need to move a long way.
Yeah, it's way out there.
8. Ne. Je to 3 bodů. Musím tě pustit. Jo.
Sweeper's got to really try to get this moving over there. Perfect weight.
Yeah, just pop that a little wide. This will leave a double opportunity for Team Canada.
Nemáš se za co omlouvat.
Might even be able to save their shooter here.
Měli jsme počkat chviličku, ale... Asi už víc díl času
Do they need the double even, Jill?
Já jsem se
Well,
bála, že...
yeah, probably
Could
not.
knows it for one. Listen to Val. She'll probably make a decision early which one to do, either play the double or the nose hit.
Last stone here in the 7th end
Little more weight.
for Canada.
Yes. Whoa. Close.
Yes.
Clean.
Yes.
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 Shot at a potential 2 here if they make the double,
Nice shot.
and they do.
And it stays. That's a heck of a shot.
And that will be 2 and a 9-2 lead for Canada over Czech Republic.
Hey, nice shot. Thanks. Shot.
Okay.
Good on you.
And that will be the end and a win for Canada. So they split their day 1-1, as well as Anna Kubishkova and her team from Czech Republic also splitting their day and have a 1-1 record. That'll be a final of 9-2 for Canada.
Yeah, and then I'm like, how much is it gonna fix?
welcome back here to Winsport Arena in Calgary, Canada for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. And just finished our feature game with Canada with a win over Czech Republic. So we're moving next door to follow the action here between Korea and RCF. RCF down 1 point here, but has the last stone advantage, and we are in the 8th end. RCF trying to get a roll there, but stick out in the open. Couple of guards here still for RCF to work with. Working that to try to stick around, and they do. So RCF winning earlier today, looking for a second win, and Korea losing earlier today to Switzerland, so looking for their first win today. And the sweeper's not doing anything on this one, just waiting for it. And Galina, the second for RCF, she actually asked for a little more ice on that. And looks like she maybe put it back from that reaction of hers. So Korea will just follow down again. Just a little bit of frustration there that overrolled a little bit. Wanted to roll right behind that guard.
근데 약간 좀 뻗게 던진 것 같아서 기다렸는데.
A little piece showing here for RCF.
そうだね。それできそう？
They just clip it, but roll out.
Well, chance to put a little pressure on now for Team Korea. Hope to get this into the top of the forefoot if they could.
웨이트만.
아니야, 잘 줬어.
웨이트만.
아니야, 기다렸다가. 기다렸다가. 라인 기다릴 수 있어.
라인 많아.
라인 초이. 기다렸다가. 얘들아, 기다려야 돼.
This needs to move
기다려.
and slow down.
아니야, 라인은 돼. 얼만데? 잘 나가나 계속?
And that will come out the other side, but RCF is going to ignore it and just play the draw.
Yeah, with the hammer here in 8, they would love to try to get 2 here.
Okay.
And even if they get forced, 1 hammer each, 2 ends to play would be okay. Cannot afford to give up a steal. Fortunova.
And the sweeper's not wanting to touch this one.
This is even wider than Team Korea's was, so you may as well take it back. Don't want to allow a hit and roll in front of the button. This is a chance now for Unjun Kim to roll in front of the tee line, dead buried. Anywhere but there, I think that's what she was saying. There's a good look at it. You can see, you know, it's only an inch or two buried.
좀 땅맞게 잡은 것 같아. 네, 뻗긴 한데 보긴 봐야 될 것 같다.
And the way the ice seems to be moving across the, I haven't seen this sheet today, but across the middle, it should be no problem to get there.
Just keep an eye on that center line. That guard is about 3 inches off the line. Just coming across. Absolutely perfect shot.
Almost overrolled it.
Oh, that was hard to do.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like, we're really seeing a lot of movement across the middle of these sheets today.
좀 넉넉한 면인 것 같아요.
Koniec doma. Okay.
And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but just so nice to see Unjun Kim and her team out on the ice. The Olympic silver medalists from their home Olympics in Pyeongchang. It was one of the great scenes at those games. That team just absolutely thrilling their hometown crowd with the silver.
I can feel the goosebumps with you just talking about it,
Yeah,
how
it was-
exciting
it
that
was
would have been to be in the building.
It was amazing. Kovaleva going to the other turn here. Needs to tap that shot stone back and save her shooter as best she can.
Sweep. Oh. Sweep. 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 Oh.
Great line here.
Yeah, this spot's really moving too. Nice shot.
A couple of beautiful shots by the skips here in end number 8. So difficult to change turns that way and make the shot perfectly.
Of course, we're just joining this game, so it's possible they've been playing that spot a number of times and felt comfortable with it.
아 근데 아까 네 거는 좀 컨트롤하니까 돌았거든.
아니 범퍼로 할까요 언니? 보드에서 맞으면
맞고.
내가 최대한 닦아서
닦아서
내보내.
얘들보다
야들보다
내리게.
보드?
두 개까지 쳐야 될 것 같아.
Looks like they're going to try to follow Kovaleva down, tap it out. Looked at the run back for a moment. They could probably go the out turn as well. Throw the same one she just threw.
I was really just thinking that. Both turns seemed to really move in there nicely. These look like pretty good numbers for Unjung. Struggled with draw weight in our feature game this morning that I covered. Seems to have brought up her numbers.
Trying to make this curl. What a great shot. That curled enough to get it out for shot stone, but there is a double there, I think, Jill, for 2.
I think so. As we take a look at updates across the board here over on sheet A, Germany with a 1-point lead over the United States in the 8th end, and US has the last stone advantage. And sheet B, Scotland with a 3-point lead over Japan as they play the 8th end. And sheet C, that was our feature game, final 9-2 for Canada. And now the game that we've turned to, Korea and RCF. As we see RCF call a timeout. Take a look at this to see if there is, in fact, a double for 2.
Yeah, Sergei Belanov is the coach for this team. The question is whether the top red will go onto the yellow at the back right. That's what he's looking at. the shooter can roll over to the left into those stones that are out of the rings and actually be caught and stay for 2. Just a question of whether it will go underneath that yellow at the back of the 12-foot. I say Kovaleva definitely can throw it hard enough, and they're great hitters, as we mentioned earlier.
Okay. Встреть?
Sergey was with the team at the slams as well. It looks like they're going to take a go at it. If they can make the double, the shooter's going to roll over into that red that is out of the rings and hopefully stay. So this is a shot for 2.
Do you think that top red goes into the yellow, Mike, or is it?
I don't know. Again, let's go back to the conversation we just had, though. In the 8th end, critical they don't give up a steal.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Draw
feel
for
like
1 and take your chances.
I feel like that top red one could jam.
Beep! Beep! Oh! Oh! Внимание! Beep!
Gotta be close.
Oh, it just goes under the back, and oh, her shooter does not stick. It spins out, but they do get their single and their score in the 8th end to tie up the game.
Yeah, had to hit it just a half an inch thinner where the shooter wouldn't spin up and out. What a shot.
Он чуть-чуть ему повыше пошел. Да, но мы держали уже в конце.
I agree.
Да. Да, потому что мне казалось, он прям в лоб ему пришел. Ага. Да, молодцы, хорошие. Давай. Давай. Хорошо. Можно? Можно? Да. Держи. Пошел поуже. Да. Да.
Welcome back here to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Our 3rd session on day 1. And a tight game here between Korea and RCF. RCF scoring a single in the 8th end, and Korea now having the last stone advantage here in 9. Almost had a 2 points in that last end. I'm Jill Officer, joined by Olympic silver medalist Mike Harris. They were really close to getting those 2 points there last end, Mike, with the double they played.
They were. It was there, and just had to hit it a touch thinner. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't remind everyone, Jill, that you're an Olympic gold medalist and 2-time world champion. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Nice draw.
I'm just being carried along here by Jill. Here in the 9th end.
Nice draw there by Korea around that center guard.
Yeah, with 1 hammer each here, you know, I don't think Kovaleva would want a blank. Certainly, that would be the last option. So either force their opponents to 1, perhaps steal 1 would be preferable.
That goes back to the debate, Mike. Would you rather steal this end and be up one without, or would you rather?
Or down one with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I'm an up one without
Yeah.
person. I would rather be
Me too.
ahead, but and on tour, you know, you win that game about 60% of the time. So about a 60-40 split for the team that's ahead. And what we saw, just a number of teams the last few weeks get big scores coming home.
We saw that at the men's a number of times too, the men's worlds.
Yeah.
라인 좋아. 라인 좀 잡아가야 될 것 같아. 웨이트는. 웨이트만 이제 라인 좋아. 웨이트만. 달리 와. 와야 돼. 와야 돼. 좀만 더.
A good series of shots to open up the ninth end. Good battle there at lead.
한 번 더 왔어.
Not much to choose at all.
No.
Must be a tie game. There's the second. First second stone on its way here.
Yeah, and RCF second is Galina Argentina. She is tiny but powerful. She can really throw the heat. Lots of weight when needed. And has a bit of an edge on her opposition. Kim Cho-hee.
Yeah, mostly in draws. You see the low number, 58%. Well, left 2 yellows in there. The good news for Team Korea is that red stone is still buried. So a bit of work to do yet for Kovaleva to get the force. Just get the feeling here in the ninth end, one little mistake from either team could be the difference.
One's out there a little bit.
Yeah, Fortunova trying to make it curl. Kuzmina is just such a powerful sweeper too. She's really good on the broom.
얇게 받고 이렇게 보는 것도 괜찮긴 한데 얘 걸릴 수도 있어. 조금 두꺼우면. 아니면 얘 먼저. 그냥 이렇게 프리즈 들어올 가능성이 좀 높다 근데. 얘? 일단 최대한 그냥 이때 롤 볼게. 웨이트는 컨트롤.
Korea playing a hit and roll here.
Looks like it. Either roll buried or all the way over to that other stone at the side of the 8-foot.
선생님 많이 와야 돼 진짜 많이. 가야 돼.
Change plans there.
Yeah.
We rolled wide. Did not want to leave a double on the 2 reds. With this fantastic hitting team from RCF.
So using the one that they left here to run it back.
On this right away.
And they get it by, but it does roll a little bit. Doesn't roll wide open.
Yeah, pretty good result.
Actually worked out really well.
It sounded worse as they were sweeping that on the way down. worked out okay, actually. Line 2 and no real hits available. Could hit the wide one, I suppose, but you know Kovalev is coming around the middle. Look at the battle at third. Another close one.
They need to make contact with something in the house.
Almost made the triple there. So you see time to, well, let's do an update here, Jill.
Over on sheet A, and Germany, United States, Germany with a 1-point lead, and US here looks like they're playing a shot against 2, Mike.
I don't know if it's a quiet weight double or just going to hit and stay for 1.
Yeah,
looks like it's hard to chip that both reds out of play here. Yeah, just that was almost impossible for 2. So good shot, gets their 1. 6-6, another tie game after 8 over there on sheet A.
And on sheet B, Japan, Scotland. Scotland with a 3-point lead, and Japan looks like they're hitting against 2 here.
Yeah, Eve Muirhead in control. Up 3. Clean's always a good sign.
Very good, and that will be a single for Japan. Scotland will be up 2 points with the last stone going into the 9th end.
You saw Kovaleva actually consider hitting that wide red. They ended up playing the draw, but came up short. So chance now for Kim to lie 2 and be decision time for Kovaleva, whether they play a hit and roll or play some sort of tap. I think they'll need to hit something. Cannot afford to give up 3 here.
Need to stick here. Oh, it was closer than they made it sound.
I was with you. I was thinking, okay, this might be rolling out. You know, there's 2 options. Obviously, you can tap one of the yellows, that one that came up light in. You can hit and roll off the wide one in the foreground, or hit and roll off the other one. So there's, but I don't think drawing is the right choice here. 2 runbacks for 3 if they played the tap or the draw. So 2 you can manage. You can maybe get 3 coming home, but you definitely do not want to give up 3 here. And if you make the roll, you're still in good shape. Just considering maybe the other hit potentially. That's the only hesitation, I think, from Kovaleva.
She will stay with the original call. Trying to make this curl a little bit to get a roll, but it will sit on the nose. So another chance for Korea to try to get the roll in.
Again, if you're Korea, you know if you roll buried, you can almost guarantee that Kovaleva is going to be coming off that wide one. So do you hit and roll buried, or do you just hit it on the nose? The call's to roll buried.
Trying to make this curl. Just be a nose.
Well, that's fine.
So again, trying to make the roll behind these middle guards.
just looks like a ton of ice from what we've seen. For the little we've seen on this sheet, Jill, they just seem to be taking max ice.
Yes.
This will be a quieter weight hit. The roll buried. Definitely we'll see Kim play the run back for 2. Getting 1 is no good, as whether you take 1 or give up 1, not a big deal either way if the roll's made. First things first, though, Kovaleva needs the roll.
Again, just waiting for it to come up, trying to make it curl a little bit, and it is just going to sit on the nose. So that'll be an opportunity here for Kim Eunjung.
Pretty easy 2 points. Low stress.
Especially when we've seen the last 6 shots go down this spot.
방금 아이스에 롤아웃은 안 될 것 같지 않아? 네, 근데 아까 스톤 2개 위에요. 아.
Final stone here in the 9th end. And this sounds a little tighter than any of the ones we've heard down here. The sweeper's on it early, trying to hold this. And they do. They finally make the roll behind the center guards. And that'll be 2 points for Korea as they take a 2-point lead after the 9th end, heading into the final end, and RCF will have last stone rock.
주는 거 같았는데 마지막에 좀.
웨이트만. 웨이트만 봐줘. 라인은 좋아. 웨이트 봐줘. 6까지도 좋아. 이제 최대한 봐줘. 웨이트 좋아. 봐야 될 것 같아. 아니야, 경혜. 그냥.
Welcome back to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Final draw of the day. Day 1 here in the bubble in Calgary at Winsport Arena, and final end of Korea RCF. Korea just scoring a big 2 points. RCF now has the last stone advantage here.
Линия отличная. Хороший вес. Внимательно. Линия отличная.
Well, decision making is pretty simple in these situations. Team with last rock will throw a couple of guards, and the team without will try to keep it simple if they can.
웨이트만. 기다려. 라인도 좀 있어. 라인 많아. 이제 경혜 와줘 조금.
So it's a long way to move to get across the center line.
Again, 2 down. Could throw another guard, corner guard.
Choosing to come around and tap, Mike.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where you say, what's going to make my opponents happy? And I know that Team Korea would be very happy that Kovalev is elected to come into the rings here. You can run the red back, they can peel that yellow out, lots of options.
코너가도 너무 쉽게 사용할 것 같은데. 반? 일단 하나 붙여놓는 거 별로?
Playing the freeze.
For the freeze.
Game on. That wasn't one of the options I was thinking.
약간 부딪혀도 괜찮아. 일단 웨이트 먼저.
You know, 2 ahead, you can hit your own guard. So you certainly could play some sort of hit on this Yellowstone without any risk.
웨이트 자석. 일단 라인. 라인 좋아. 라인 잡아와야 돼. 와야 돼 그냥. 장애 왼쪽. 장애 그냥 와. 장애 그냥 와야 돼.
Line looks great.
끝난다. 와야 돼.
Actually just got by there. I'm not sure why they were sweeping it to make it curl at the end.
Well, a good freeze here, and it's game on. I don't know what Korea would play. If Argentina can make a decent freeze.
And this looks a little out there for line and a little heavy maybe. Now they're going to try to take it by, and they just get it by.
Well, that was tricky.
To the back one, yes, very tricky.
돌면 여기까지 올 수 있을 것 같긴 한데. 이것도 나쁘진 않아 지금은 조이야.
Freezing again.
웨이트는 거의 비슷하게 오면 된다 지금이랑.
Every call makes someone happy. So if you're going to play this shot, you really need to
이거 리딩 좋아.
make a decent freeze, keep it in front of the tee line.
이거 진짜 많아. 이거. 여덟. 와야 돼 이거는. 여덟. 선영이가.
Different flight plan on this one.
Yes.
Much wider.
Definitely.
Oh boy.
Надо рольчик.
Chance for hit and roll right into the pocket there. So we head over to sheet A, Jill.
Yeah, Germany and the United States here in a tight battle. Germany with last stone here.
Yeah, playing shorthanded, as well documented. Playing with 3. Looks like a draw for 2. It's got to curl a mile yet. Oh, that's
No problem across that middle. It
Wow.
really curls, and that will be. Ends up being, after a closer look, ends up being a score 2 for Germany after 9, and so they have the 2-point lead in the last end. And over to Scotland, Japan on sheet B. Scotland with a 2-point lead and the last stone advantage here, 9, and looks like a big draw for 3, Mike.
and line 2 and throwing. So this is any Scottish fans. This is a good option for you. Whether this is made or not, I suspect this will be the last shot of the game.
Certainly not heavy. The sweepers are working this.
Dodds and Gray get it there.
And that is a score of 3 and 10-5, and that is handshakes, broom taps, however you want to call it. It is the end, and Scotland will pick up a win.
Well, still lots to be decided here on Sheet D.
Надо максимально степ.
Another freeze into the center line area.
Да, где-то так.
If Kovaleva can get it in between the two reds, it's going to be really difficult for Korea to deal with. Portanova needs a good draw here.
О, поднять! Нет.
Sweepers think,
Внимание.
feeling
О,
that this is
Катя.
heavy, but
Нет!
it's
Внимание,
starting to
Стив!
move now.
Да, да, да! Воу, воу, воу!
Вау, не-не-не-не-не, не надо, не надо, не надо, не надо, пожалуйста. Стой, стой.
Not bad.
Хорош, Юлька.
Left the yellow-red lined up nicely at the top. And a few yellows hanging around the back.
And Korea,
Looks like they're all in here.
yes. Well, maybe they have to be at this point. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Kovaleva could play the slash on that right-hand red, get rid of both reds, and go around those yellows at the back, I believe. So freeze is necessary here.
아, 이거 또 잡아와야 될 것
Getting
같아.
late into the end now. This is third's last rock.
어, 어, 어! 아니야! 아니야! 비슷해, 비슷해!
They can get this to the center line side of that yellow. They'll be in good shape.
It's really moving now. Just really walking over there.
Just an excellent shot.
And that's well swept, too.
There is no way to get rid of that red stone that was just thrown in one shot. It's going to take at least two. Could play that slash double I was talking about, the red-red
пока ничего.
on the left-hand one and the one on the button.
Мне нравится стей.
Or tap it on the nose, also good.
Колодочкой надо мягкой. Хорошо.
If you could tap it right on the nose between your yellows at the back, that would be amazing.
Sweet! Очень, Галя!
Sounds a little tight out of her hand. Her sweeper's on it already. Gotta get by this guard. It's close.
Все, нет.
And she'll just hit the front and roll out.
Now what do you do if Team Korea is going to call a timeout? I'm really interested to see what team coach has to say. Peter Gallant is
처리해야 되는데.
coaching the team, but he does not come out for the timeouts.
남지 않을까? 그래서 야가 남으니까.
It'll be Myung-Sup Lim that comes out.
근데 만약에 이따가 이걸 깨는 게 좀 힘들긴 하다.
You almost want to put that guard back, Joe.
That's what I exactly was just thinking.
나쁘진 않은 것 같아. 얘가 어차피 이쪽으로 안으로도 못 들어와.
It's like you said, it takes 2 shots to get rid of that one.
아예 그냥 샌웨이트로.
So you're saying hit the back one.
남겨.
Definitely would be difficult for.
날리면 이까지
Could even make the double.
그까지 볼 수. 어. 근데 이기겠어.
날려도 될 것 같긴 한데.
이거 보고 날리자 그러면.
괜히 뒤에
백까지 만드는 것보다는.
뒤에 거.
I like this call, actually. You hit the back yellow. If you threw the guard and you missed it, and Kovaleva was able to make the double on the red on the left and the one on the button, all of a sudden you could be looking at giving up 3 here. So by playing this back hit, Kovaleva still has a very difficult shot, and it's going to be really hard to score 2. Would love the double if they could get it. But even if they don't make the double, Jill, going to be trouble.
Yes.
Almost.
Just misses that back one.
Well, this is where your any drag theory may apply. If you could, can you hit the right side of the stone that's in the middle and save your yellow? That's at the top 4 foot. That's the question.
Do you think there's too much space between the back ones?
Well, I just think if you throw it quietly, you might have a chance anyway. So try to hit the red on the center line and roll behind the one on the right. Save your yellow somehow, and it's going to be a tricky hit here. You would love to get rid of one of the reds in the 4 foot, ideally, because you're going to have to get rid of at least 2 on your next one if you don't. Tough shot here for Kovaleva. Needs a saver shooter.
This is over curling a little bit, and
took off, but
yeah, it's
all 3 yellows stayed.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's good. I don't know where you go that's safe here.
Yeah, I think Korea has to be pretty careful here.
The good news for Korea is if, and they haven't really looked at this shot, but they could blast the yellow on the left-hand side through the hole and give up 2. They'll leave a double for 2.
I think they talked about even tapping or freezing, splitting, moving things around.
And, you know, the hard part's not leaving a triple.
안전한 건 이거다, 솔직히. 안 보여?
Chung is looking at hitting the wide yellow, just giving him a shot for 2, which is also an option.
If they tap it on the left-hand side of the center line, Mike, and leave their shooter sort of cornered on that yellow one, that would make it harder for any sort of triple, I think.
For sure, yeah. The question is you just have to make sure you get the right separation, you know, but if you hit it on the nose or move the yellow as well, you might leave a pocket where you can just throw a big weight, kill all the reds. You know, as someone who has seen a number of big weight, if you could hit that yellow through the 2 reds on the left, the most you'd ever give up is 2. So
same with if you hit the
wide
one. That seems easier to me.
Either
than
or,
trying
yeah,
to
pick
put
one.
it through that hole.
Just pick one, right?
Yeah.
Just pick one.
그냥 5, 6. 아니야? 그냥 프리즈? 살짝? 아니 근데
Well,
이걸
even if you
내리면
nosed
이게
it, Jill.
있어서.
Even if you nosed it and
True.
lost your own, same
아
difference.
근데 나쁘진 않다.
Yeah.
어차피 슈터가 어차피 야보단 지잖아. 중간? 아니 조금만 더 넣자.
So going to lob one into the middle here. You know, the problem is a little miss here against a really good hitter like Kovaleva. Could end up leaving a shot for 3. Even if, you know, I think the freeze in the pocket is what they've called, and that's the best result. You can lock one right into the pocket, I'm not sure. There will be a shot for 2.
Are they not hitting? I don't know. Could be ice for either one.
Let you know in a moment. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a draw.
You're right. It is a draw.
Yeah, they're going to freeze.
라인 지금 웨이트 봐. 아직 라인 기다려야 될 것 같아. 라인 괜찮아. 라인 괜찮아. 라인 좋아. 스위치 클린. 저희.
This is out there a little bit. They're going to have to get across center line here.
스위치 많이 가야 돼, 많이. 이기자. 고고고고.
I think you hit an inch of that yellow on the left, and your shooter goes right into the pocket of those 2 reds on the center line. And you've got a shot for 3, potentially.
так сюда не...
Just hit an inch right there.
And
Yep.
the red one at the top 8 foot actually goes up.
Yeah, your shooter's going to go right into the pocket. The one on the 4 foot's going to go low, and the one on the 8 foot's going to go high above your yellow. And this is a pretty simple shot. As far as triples go, you just try and hit an inch of that yellow first. And I can tell you right now, Kovaleva can certainly throw it hard enough. There's no issue there.
Yeah, no, none at all.
Rocks will be flying.
С какой щеткой?
So she sees it.
Сильно, да? Да.
Yeah, she would make this. I would say she makes this more often than she misses it. Needs to hit a little less than a quarter of that yellow. All 3 yellows will stay in the rings, and all 3 red will be gone.
So, final stone here in the 10th end between RCF and Russia. RCF with a chance here to score a bundle and take the win. And she makes it 4-3 and the win. What a great shot.
Just comes up enough at the end and barely kicks that top red out of play, but great shot for Kovaleva and a devastating loss there for Team Korea.
So RCF will win that, and it'll go in the books as an 8-7 win, RCF over Korea.
거기 안에 넣는 거 별론가? 밀어서. 그 밀면 근데 또 약간 근데 라인이 안쪽으로 붙으면 밀어도 상관없긴 한데. 위쪽으로.
Ich glaube, der reicht schon mir.
It's too far.
Just one.
And it's just one for the U.S. And so Germany,
Jetzt machst du das mal so.
U.S. is just taking an extra look here. That was a hit for 2 to tie the game, and it rolled a little too far. And Germany will win.
Good game.
They will split their day after a tough week and only fielding 3 players. Happy German team saying hi to their teammates who are stuck in quarantine, and that's a big win for the Germans, and I'm sure they'll be happy with splitting their first day, and tough day for the Americans. So highlights here from our feature game between Canada and Czech Republic here in the 6th end.
It was all Team Canada in this one. Kubeshkova on her last here in the 6th end. making a nice draw. Tightened up the score a little bit,
4-3, prostě.
but gave up the hammer in end number 7. Had a couple things going here in the 7th end, but Carrie Anderson in her rink left with this double takeout, potentially for multiple points. And the Canadian champions make the nice double. They get 2, and that would wrap things up in our feature game on Sheet C.
And here's all of our final scores for session 3 here this evening. Germany with a big win over the United States to split the day. Japan and Scotland. Scotland takes that one, and as we just showed you, our feature game, and Canada wins that one 9-2 over Czech Republic. And RCF Korea, RCF scoring a big 3 points in the 10th end to take the win there over Korea. So here are our updated standings after day 1. RCF Scotland, Switzerland with a good day, starting off at 2-0. A couple of teams with only 1 game today, China and Sweden. And a few teams split their day, Canada, Czech Republic, Germany, Japan, and a few others left looking for a win still here early in the week of this LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021.
Well, Team Canada skip Carrie Anderson joining us, and Carrie, a better start to this game, a little more solid it seemed out of the gate.
Yeah, I think we got all those nerves out the first game, and we really came out and put a lot of pressure on the team tonight.
Well, with the short turnaround, you talked a little bit about your game against Team Sweden earlier today. How did you guys regroup?
Hey, we did play well, and we had a shot to win, and legit missed it by an inch. So, you know, this game is a game of inches, and it is what it is, and you just got to shake it off. It's a long week, and they're a great team, so we just got to push forward.
Well, day 1, 1-1. Assess your state right now with the team. How are you feeling?
Feeling really good, feeling comfortable and getting used to that ice. It's curling lots, so just making sure we're catching the curl and making those key precise shots.
Well, we appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Well, lots of curling still to come here this week from Winsport Arena in the Calgary Curling Bubble in Calgary, Canada. And join us again tomorrow for a full slate of games from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021.